Hey everybody, I'm wearing this hat because I didn't have much room to hang it in my picture, above my picture. See where all these other hats are that are hanging? Well, I didn't have much room for this hat. Get it? We'll see. Today we're going to talk about two separate sets of colors because we work in sets of colors a lot. We talk about different sets of colors in the art room. We could look at the rainbow of colors or the color wheel, and we can use those to help us organize our colors. Like we have the set called the primary colors, red, yellow, and blue. We have the set called secondary colors, orange, purple, and green. Today we're going to look at two different sets, warm colors and cool colors. And we're going to make a night and day picture. Okay? So it's one picture showing night and day. And in the Native American culture, you see them doing this kind of image a lot, where it takes night and day, putting them together in one, because they view night and day as being very much related to each other, that those can't be separated. You can't have night without day, okay? Can't have light without dark. So we're going to use that in this picture we're about to do. We want to also remember to think about filling our sheet of paper so that the object that goes in the middle is big. That will make that object more interesting. And the space around that object becomes more interesting. And that's important. And I think of that whenever I do my artwork that I do on my own. Am I making not only the object that I'm concentrating on interesting, but am I making that space around it interesting? We always need to remember this is all one piece of artwork. All of it's important, not just the object that we make in it, but the whole piece of artwork is important. That is so important when you're making your artwork. And that's why I always tell everybody, all of my students, we want to work big and we want to fill the space, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do, I want to think of the sun and the moon. The sun and the moon are going to help create one picture today. The two halves of the sun and the moon are going to make one face in the middle of my paper, okay? So I'm going to start with a circle in the middle. Notice I made my circle nice and big. However, I did not touch the tippy top or the lower bottom part of the picture, okay? Now I'm going to divide my picture in half, left and right, okay? And it's going to be half night, half day. But you got to pay attention to what happens as I draw this line coming down the middle of my paper. Pay attention to what happens when I get to the middle of the circle, okay? So I'm starting up here at the middle of my paper. I'm drawing a line down, coming into the circle. When I get about halfway, I'm going to stick a bump in it. You see that pointy bump? So I drew a line down, got to the middle, stuck a bump on there, and then kept going down to the bottom. Okay? So I got left and right, and I got a little bump right in the middle of my circle. Okay? This is going to be the face made up of night and day. On this side, up here in this top half, I'm going to make two ovals. They can be pointy ovals. They can be perfect ovals. It's up to you, doesn't matter. In that oval, in the eyes, I'm going to put two circles, a big circle and a black dot. A big circle and a black dot. Okay? So now I've got these two eyes. They got all three parts of the eye. We got the white part, it's called the sclera. We got the color part of the eye, the iris. And we got the black part of the eye. That's called a pupil. Okay? Now we got a nose there, don't we? The last part is going to be the mouth. And I'm going to work in two halves. I'm going to work on the night side and the day side separately, but they're going to connect in the middle. So I'm going to put half of a mouth on this side and half of a mouth over on this side. Okay? You could do them skinny. You can make one half big, the other half skinny. It doesn't matter. It's up to you. It's your face that you're making. You could just put a straight line across and maybe his lips are closed. You could put teeth in here. Maybe his mouth is wide open. I'm going to do something different. I'm going to have half of his mouth open and half closed, which sounds weird, but it's art, right? It could be strange if we want it to be. So this side, I'm going to put some teeth in. And all that was the mouth open with his teeth kind of doing that thing. This side is his lips. These lips are closed. I can have it either way, it doesn't matter. So I need a day side, and then this side's going to be my night side. You can decide which side is which. This is going to be my day side. Now if I'm thinking of the sun during the day, and we talked about warm and cool colors, which colors would be best for the daytime? Probably the warm colors, right? Because the sun is warm. The sun is very hot. So my warm colors, to remind you, are red, yellow, and orange. Those are my warm colors. Look how cool this is. Because red and yellow make orange, right? So I got my three colors there. It reminds us of the sun. It could remind us of flames or maybe a campfire. I'm going to use that on this side here. On the other side, for my nighttime side, I'm going to use cool colors. Purple, green, and blue. Those are going to be my cool colors, my nighttime colors. Okay? So I'm also going to create an image where there's energy coming out from that middle spot. And that energy, anytime you have a piece of artwork where you have an image in the middle and energy or part of your design comes out and away from that center point, that's called a radiating design. That energy in the picture is radiating. Okay? It's coming out from the middle. So on the sun side, I'm going to do that radiating design with two zigzag lines. Here's one of my zigzags. Here's zigzag number two. Look how big they are. Look how it's going over to the edge of my paper. It is filling up this side, okay? Now all of this space out here is interesting. It's not just plain space. The radiating design coming off of the moon, and remember the moon gets its light because the sun is reflecting off of the moon. The moon does not create its own light. The moon simply reflects the light, okay? So on this side, I'm just going to do two bigger half circles, okay? So now I got my sun side, my day side, and my night side, okay? Where the moon would be. The sun side, I'm thinking of my warm colors. And so this whole picture, all of the colors I put in it, I want warm. I don't want to put any non-warm colors in there. And if you're at home, you might have more types of orange and red in your crayon box or marker box. You might have 2 or 3 different kinds of reds or yellows or oranges, and that would be cool. That would give you even more options. Okay, so I'm going to color his eyes orange. You could color his eyes red. And I'm thinking I'm going to color his teeth red, maybe lightly. Maybe he's got red teeth. He is the sun. He's really hot. And I'm going to start with my yellow. And we can think of patterns too. We can make a pattern of colors here if we wanted to. Okay? So I got my yellow. I'm now going to use my orange for this section of my zigzag. And you could be doing this with marker. You could be doing this with crayon. If you have, if you're at home and you have paint, that would be a cool thing to do. Coming in here with my red. I'll tell you why I'm doing my colors in this order in just a second. So I'm coloring in here with this red. Here's what I'm doing. This is why I'm doing my colors in this order because I'm going from light to dark. My yellow is a lighter color than red. That's why I'm doing that. You don't have to do it in that order. I'm going to come back to my yellow to finish off my very sunny day over here. So much sun, it's crazy. On the cool color side, I might do this eye purple, could do it blue, could do it green. Some of you might even have blue or green eyes. I'm going to do blue lips. It's nighttime, maybe he's a little bit colder. I'm going to give him a green face. Now the moon is not green, right? But remember, I'm just working with cool colors. Now you might, at home, you might have a really light green, or you might have a really light blue, or a really light purple that you could start with. Then I'm going to go to my second darkest color, which is my blue. So green can sometimes be lighter than the blue. If I'm dealing with a pure green and a pure blue, they're similar. Sometimes that blue will sometimes be lighter in our coloring boxes. The darkest color usually will be purple. Usually. You can see this purple though, which is more of a royal purple. It's about as dark as that blue. But what I'm trying to do, if you remember, I'm just working on warm colors, cool colors, and then I can go back to one of my original colors to finish my color picture off, if this is all I have. But like I said, you might have a ton, just a ton of color choices that I don't have here. So really quick picture. It's kind of cool, it's pretty fun. We're dealing with warm colors and cool colors. We're dealing with the division of night and day. And hope you have fun with this. Take your time on it. Can't wait to see what you make.